So we're here today with Luke Graham from Blue Wealth Property. Thanks for coming, Luke.
No worries.
He's here to tell us a little bit about what's going on in the Brisbane market.
Okay, so something interesting that a few people are asking me questions about, right, is a long period of time that Brisbane's been going without any sort of significant growth or change in the market. Some research organisations, including us, are starting to put out a lot of information on the fact that over the next year or two, the amount of supply coming into the apartment market in particular is almost falling off a cliff. Right, so people are talking a lot about the crane index, the amount of cranes that are in the sky. People are talking about areas like Fortitude Valley, West End and those sorts of places. And what we're finding is that a lot of the brunt of that part of the market cycle has already had its time. There are certainly going to be places that feel more pain than others, but generally speaking, this time of the market cycle actually looks like a pretty good time to be buying. So for us, we're looking for clients on individual circumstances, depending on who they are and what their lifestyle is and what situation they're at in their lives, on whether it'll be Melbourne, Brisbane, or some other market. But the signs, especially around affordability in Brisbane, are actually much more positive than most places anywhere else in the country.
Definitely. We're seeing that as well. So it's much more affordable to buy a property in Brisbane, whether it be a property you want to move into or one that you want to invest in. Brisbane's still really affordable. So can you tell us, is it a good time to buy in Brisbane, or do you think that this market will still take a long time to see growth at all?
Well, it's interesting you're saying that because I'm talking to my brother who's overseas at the moment about going in together on a property in Brisbane. So from my view, I think that Brisbane is a good buy. I understand and have many conversations quite regularly about the fact that Melbourne as a general city looks better in some ways, but again, you know, you look at the changes in net interstate migration. We're calling it in Sydney the brain drain. The fact that a lot of Sydney-siders are hemorrhaging out of Sydney into places like Melbourne and Brisbane. Challenge for Perth is it's a bit too far away. Yeah, it's a few hours away rather than an hour-long flight. But Brisbane now is. I even have conversations with people, even in a meeting we had earlier today, on the fact that I now have more friends in Brisbane than I do in Sydney, and I live in Sydney because all of those people are moving up here for jobs equivalent salary and paying half the amount of money they would for rent in the middle of the city in a new property.
Excellent. All right. Thanks, Luke, for coming today. It's been really great to listen to you.